In 2011, the Comics Buyer's Guide printed an oversized book of the 100 sexiest women of comics. Throughout comic book history, these women have enhanced the pages and pictures of comic books. Join us as we count down the list and see if it still holds up. Now, on to the countdown.
Number 100. Harlequin. Molly Mayne had a crush on her primary adversary, Green Lantern, but her costume looked as if Shakespeare had gone to the circus. Nevertheless, that's not what most guys fantasize about. Number 99. Mantis, a martial artist who joined the Avengers. Mantis brought Asian sensuality to the group, flirting with the emotions of the Vision and the Swordsman, among others. However, her habit of referring to herself as the One was annoying enough to move her down the list. Number 98. Blond Phantom, a crime fighter wearing a low-cut, form-fitting evening dress and high heels. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but it proved to be a great distraction for the criminals. And great for the readers. Number 97. Torchy, Bill Ward's sexy siren, had her own comic series and became increasingly top-heavy as the years passed. A bit naive, she was the focus of many lecherous old men, in her stories, that is. Number 96. Phantom Girl. A native of the other-dimensional planet BGZTL, this legion of superhero members can dematerialize and pass through solid objects. For many years, she's been Ultra Boy's girlfriend. Her costume likes to play peekaboo, too, doesn't it? Number 95. Patsy Walker. Patsy went from a mischievous teen with an eye for Buzz Baxter to a crime fighter who later married Buzz. Who wouldn't get a buzz from her? Number 94. Wasp. Janet Van Dyne acquired her powers from her scientist boyfriend Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man. A fashion designer, she always looks great. Number 93. Vickie Vale. As the Joker exclaimed in the 1989's Batman, "Stop the press." Who was that? And that's what readers said when Jim Lee redesigned the former news photographer in the All-Star Batman and Robin. Number 92. Cheryl Blossom. Not seen in Riverdale for more than a decade, Cheryl returned to Riverdale in the mid-1990s. That meant a love quadrangle for Archie, Betty, and Veronica. Geometry was never such fun. Number 91. Lana Lang. Originally Superboy's female friend with romantic designs on the Boy of Steel, Lana grew up to become a TV reporter and continued her pursuit. Clashing with rival Lois Lane, Superman didn't buy the ravishing redhead a ring. That was an imaginary story. Number 90. Millie the Model. Many Marvel fans have heard of Millie. How many have seen why she was so popular? Better known for his work at Archie, artist Dan DeCarlo's style is recognizable here as well. Number 89. Gwen Stacy. Much as Archie had to choose between Betty and Veronica, poor Peter Parker had to choose between Gwen and Mary Jane. Poor Peter, indeed, especially when confronted with the Gwen swimsuit. Number 88. Elasti-Girl. Actress Rita Farr acquired the ability to grow or shrink after inhaling volcanic gases. We'll let you imagine all the advantages and liabilities for yourself. Suffice it to say she knew how to handle challenges big and small. Number 87. Veronica Lodge. While as sexy and pretty as Betty Cooper, Veronica's frequent manipulations of Archie put her further down on the list than her blonde rival. That does not mean that the wealthy beauty is undesirable. From it, in fact. Number 86. Francine Peters. Kachu's emotional friend, Francine has had her share of heartbreak, but she always manages to bounce back. While Kachu's sexual adventures may be wilder, Francine has had her share as well, including bursting in as a nude birthday surprise for her boyfriend, only to find him with another woman. Number 85. Sue Storm Richards, the Invisible Woman, inspired plenty of fantasies, especially when coupled with her superhero husband, Mr. Fantastic. In a Newlywed Game parody by Fred Hembeck, Sue was asked the most unusual place where she and Reed had made whoopee. She answered, "The living room and the bedroom." "That doesn't seem so unusual," Bob Eubanks said. "At the same time?" she asked. Number 84. Lady Luck. Will Eisner's female crime fighter had one of the simplest costumes ever, a green dress, green hat, and transparent green veil. Yeah, like that's gonna keep the bad guys from remembering what she looked like. Number 83. Dazzler. Introduced as Disco gasped its last breaths, mutant Allison Blair generated her own light show after being hit with sound vibrations. You can write your own joke with that setup. Number 82. Cherry Popstar. The star of Larry Wells's X-rated series may have looked like a teen from Riverdale. She was over 18, but she didn't act like other comic teens. Number 81. Mera? Talk about long-distance relationships. Aquaman's lady love hailed from another dimension. Her claim to fame, hard-water powers, was her main enemy, the Culligan Man. Number 80. Hawkgirl. Sherera Saunders donned a version of Hawkman's costume when the couple attended a ball. Mistaken for her boyfriend by his avian friends, the pretty debutante went on a mission, found she liked the danger, and persuaded Hawkman to let her keep fighting crime, that of course she did. Number 79. Rulah, Jungle Goddess. Okay, how many readers then and now noticed anything else about Rulah than that leopard print outfit? Number 78. Lois Lane. She's been Clark Kent's love interest for nearly 75 years, but Lois' story has not yet been put to bed. Number 77. Josie. Josie hit her stride when she donned a catsuit. In this case, you might think clothes really do make the woman, but there's more to her than an outfit. Number 76. Namora. The Submariner's cousin began her comics career as a teen. Now the Atlantean princess brings underwater sex appeal to the surface. Number 75. Big Barda. Usually seen in her Apocalyptian battle armor, Big Barda had an extreme makeover in a two-part action comic story, courtesy of the mind-controlling and aptly named Sleaze. Years before celebrity sex tapes became almost routine, John Byrne put one in the story. Number 74. Maggie Chascarrillo. She began as a young, curvy pro-solar mechanic in Love and Rockets. Maggie had a series of romantic entanglements over the years, as she epitomized the physical changes of many young, curvy women in our world. Number 73. Sans Serif. A childhood sweetheart of Denny, the spirit cult, Sand worked the opposite side of the law from Denny, but he couldn't help feeling that their earlier relationship meant more and that she would return to him one day. Number 72. Silk Satin. Of the many gorgeous women who were attracted to the spirit, Silk was one of the few who worked as an investigator. So we can't call her a bad girl. She was just drawn that way. Number 71. Lori Lamaris. She's no Ariel, but Lori's mysterious past and special needs attracted Clark Kent in college. Number 70. Ramona Flowers. Many girlfriends ask their boyfriends to do crazy or stupid things, but Ramona has 7 ex-boyfriends for Scott Pilgrim to defeat. The payoff must be worth it. Number 69. Kachu. Katina Marie Chavansky was usually the wild party girl in Strangers in Paradise, but her best friend, Francine, could give her a run for her money. Number 68. Jarla. The leader of a micro-dimensional world in which the Hulk found himself, Jarla demonstrated that good things can come in small packages. Number 67. Firebrand. Danette Riley was a sexy archaeologist who was accidentally knocked into a volcano. The flame powers she gained there made her even hotter, if that was possible. Her costume, which included a transparent shirt, was inspired by the original Firebrand, her brother, Rod. Number 66. Betty Cooper. Her girl-next-door image has often masked Betty's seductive side, but it's there. Her wholesome nature makes her the ideal catch for Archie. Of course, if he doesn't choose her, there are plenty of guys waiting in line. Number 65. Valkyrie. Although she spoke of women's power, the costume of Marvel's Valkyrie may have distracted readers from her message. But you tell her that. Number 64. Silver St.Cloud. An important tip for Bruce Wayne. Don't fool around with women you later interact with as Batman. They will figure out your secret identity. The sultry Silver did, and her encounters with Bruce have been some of the hottest in Bat history. Number 63. Liberty Belle. While reporter-turned-hero Libby Lawrence was a backup character for much of her career, she came into her own in All-Star Squadron. There, she used her wits, charm, and adrenaline-based powers to become the group's leader and alter the wife of speedster Johnny Quick. She can ring our bell anytime. Number 62. Thundra. A super-powered female from the future Earth where the battle of the sexes had turned into a true war, Thundra proved a match for the Thing. And later the Hulk, in more than just physical strength. Number 61. Tigra. Originally the catsuit-wearing Vigilante the Cat, Greer Garson received a major makeover and a much skimpier costume in Giant-Sized Creatures Number 1. That costume had proven a hit in the nearly 40 years since.
Number 60. Luba. While she looks harmless and inviting, the capable mayor of Love and Rocket's Palomar wields a mean hammer. So be wary. Number 59. Sheena. Sheena is probably the best known of all the Jungle Queens, especially after her TV portrayal by Irish McCalla. The female equivalent of Tarzan with similar origins, she could translate animals' language, though talking probably wasn't high on most men's minds. Number 58. Little Annie Fanny. What happens when little orphan Annie grows up? That's what Harvey Kurtzman and such artists as Will Ear and Russ Heath attempted to answer in the long-running Playboy series. Number 57. Kathy Keene. Queen of the comic book pin-ups, Bill Woggan's creation was a true paper doll. Don't cut, fold, spindle, or mutilate her. Number 56. Leeja Claine. Magnus, robot fighter, may have had steel-hard hands to destroy the renegade robots of North AM. But his buxom girlfriend knew how to appeal to his softer side. Number 55. Jaka, the exotic dancer, caught the eye of Cerebus the Aardvark early on, as well as the eyes of many Cerebus readers throughout that series' 300-issue run. Jaka's story remains one of its highlights. Number 54. Spider-Woman. Created to secure rights to the name, Spider-Woman wasn't as powerful as Spider-Man, but her costume was as form-fitting. Her list of lovers nearly equals that of the Black Widow. Number 53. Shauna the She-Devil. A 1970s update of the classic Jungle Queen, Shauna took on African poachers before relocating to the prehistoric Savage Land, where she eventually married Khazar and showed him what a she-devil she could be. Number 52. Jel. A true Black Widow, marriage to her might not last for long, but what a way to go. Number 51. Agatha Heterodyne. Messing around with steampunk contraptions is a hot and sweaty occupation, often leaving Agatha in a state of undress. Known as a spark, she inspires a tingle in the male characters in Phil and Kaya Foglio's Gaslamp fantasy series. Number 50. Saturn Girl. It's a good thing that the Legion of Superheroes original telepath can't read the thoughts of her male readers. Just saying. Number 49. Phantom Lady. If her peekaboo yellow swimsuit costume didn't distract the bad guys, Sandra Knight's blackout ray could blind them. We'll take the distractions, thanks. Number 48. Lady Blackhawk. Introduced to bring a different viewpoint to the all-male Blackhawks, Zinda Blake later became a time-tossed survivor of the team that shuttles around the birds of prey. She's also much more into nightlife than she was in her early days. Number 47. Light Lass. Lighting Lad's sister initially had the powers of her twin brother, but an accident gave her the power to negate gravity. Do you suppose that came in handy during trysts with her longtime boyfriend, Timberwolf? Number 46. Aspen. Women in water can have an aquatic allure. That goes for Michael Turner's creation, an amnesiac women found at sea by a cruise ship. Later, she manifests her abilities. This isn't all she manifests. Number 45. Valkyrie. Not a Norse goddess who takes the souls of the dead to Valhalla, this Valkyrie was a Nazi flyer who had her own crew of air maidens. To oppose Airboy and his air fighters later, she became Airboy's ally in more ways than one. Number 44. Marshall Carey Stecco. Usually shown in a bulky parka and other cold-weather gear in the pages of Greg Rucka and Steve Lober's Whiteout miniseries. Carey sheds outer layers in an oddball crossover with Barry Ween, Boy Genius in Oni Press Color Special Number 1. So is that a big gun in her hand, or is she just happy to see us? Number 43. Mary Jane Watson. It took a while to introduce Peter Parker's future wife in The Amazing Spider-Man, but once she made her debut, readers truly hit the jackpot. Number 42. Huntress. Another heroine who followed in the footsteps of her parents, Helena Wayne. Who could her parents be? Huntress took few prisoners in battle or love. Number 41. Black Cat. This is Harvey Comics' Black Cat, whose secret identity was Hollywood star Linda Turner. She may have inspired at least part of the Black Canary's costume, and her lessons on self-defense in every issue showed that she could take care of herself. Number 40. Hopey Glass. Love and Rocket's punk rocker has been the on-again, off-again love of Maggie Chascarrillo since the alternative comic began in the early 1980s. Her temper can make the Spitfire even that much more attractive. Number 39. Lady Death. The object of Evil Ernie's affection quickly outstripped her would-be boyfriend in popularity for two big reasons. There are dozens of Lady Death comics, including a leather-bound variant of Lady Death in lingerie. Was Chaos Comics publisher Brian Pulido trying to make a statement with that one? Number 38. Emerald Empress. The Fatal Five's only female member, the Empress, has gone out on her own against the legion of superheroes a few times. Apparently, thigh-high boots and bustiers will still be fashion choices in the 30th century. Number 37. Cassie Hack. The goth-inspired monster hunter swings a mean bat, and that defeats the whole disinterested goth thing, doesn't it? And hey, bloodstains come off skin more easily than clothing, don't they? Number 36. Star Sapphire. Carol Ferris, one of the few characters on the list who qualifies in both her civilian and superhero identities. Carol has been a part of Green Lantern's life since she and Hal Jordan were children. When the Zamorans chose her as their queen and gave her power and a tight pink costume, her hotness factor exploded. Number 35. Vampirella. Since 1969, the super sexy vampire from the planet Draculan has shown that she's more than a bloodsucker. Number 34. Jade. An aspiring actress, Jade hit a career snag when her skin turned green and a birthmark on her palm began glowing. Her new skin tone hasn't driven away potential companions, if anything, it's made her more exotic. She attracted several heroes in her career. Number 33. Triplicate Girl. Can you just imagine the possibilities of a partner who's three people all by herself? Nuff said. Number 32. Fury. The daughter of the original Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, Lyta Trevor had Amazonian origins that gave her strength and beauty. That appeal caught the eye of Hector Hall, the son of the original Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Number 31. Black Widow. Could her tight, black leather catsuit, first introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 86, have anything to do with the number of notches on her bedpost? Scarlett Johansson took on the live-action role in Iron Man 2 and filled it well in more ways than one. Number 30. Storm. Due to her mutant control of the weather, the residents of her African village worshipped Aurora Monroe as a goddess. Many comics fans do as well, but not for the same reason. Number 29. Ms. Marvel. Carol Danvers has had several different costumes throughout her career, but the hands-down best is the original. Number 28. Clea. The daughter of the villainous Dread Dormammu, Clea was attracted to the Sorcerer Supreme from the moment Doctor Strange appeared in her dimension. When she came to Earth to become his apprentice and more, she may have taught the Doctor a thing or two as well. Number 27. Black Cat. Felicia Hardy may have followed in her cat burglar father's footsteps, but she sure didn't adopt his costume. Watch out if you cross this lady, however, since she had bad lick powers. Number 26. Black Canary. What is it about fishnets that make them so alluring? They're not useful for crime fighting, proving more of a distraction. What were we talking about again? Number 25. Talia al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul's daughter added spice to the Batman mythos beginning in the early 1970s. She was no demure Vickie Vale, but was rather an amorous adventuress who easily kept up with the Caped Crusader. Number 24. Silk Spectre. Who didn't enjoy seeing Dave Gibbons's Watchmen art brought to life on the big screen by actress Malin Ackerman? Number 23. Catwoman. Selina Kyle has been a part of Batman's life since Batman #1 when the Caped Crusader let her get away. Their encounters in those 70 years have ranged from adversarial to carnal. Number 22. Elektra. Created by writer-artist Frank Miller, Matt Murdock's college girlfriend proved to be a formidable force on the battlefield, and in the bedroom too. Number 21. Poison Ivy. Ivy's costume has gone through many changes, from a leaf-encrusted bathing suit and headband to a more natural look. As they say, less is more. Number 20. Starfire. Princess Coriandar of the planet Tamarin added even more sex appeal to the new Teen Titans. She learned English by kissing the boy wonder. Maybe it's time for some remedial classes. Number 19. Wonder Girl. Originally a fantasy creation of Wonder Woman's mother, Donna Troy came into her own as a member of the Teen Titans, making the male members' hearts beat faster. Nick Cardy's redesign of her costume in 1969 set her apart from her inspiration and turned up the heat. Number 18. Shadow Lass. The Legion of Superheroes member can darken a room in a hurry for amorous adventures with her lover Mon-El. Isn't that a handy power? Number 17. Batgirl. Created for comics due to her introduction on the 1960s TV show, Barbara Gordon turned to crime fighting after foiling a kidnapping of Bruce Wayne at a costume party. After more than 40 years, fanboys everywhere are still grateful she did. Number 16. Harley Quinn. The Joker's main squeeze in TV's Batman adventures later came to mainstream DC Universe, where she caused more mayhem and naughty thoughts. But her put-in still commanded her affections. Number 15. Ghost. Dark Horse's scantily clad spectral avenger is a haunting figure indeed. No need to call Ghostbusters here. Number 14. Scarlet Witch. Wanda Maximoff's costume showed a bit more skin in the third Avengers series, influenced, no doubt, by artist George Perez's interest in belly dancing. It's another magical inspiration. Number 13. Supergirl. As she aged from a teen to a 20-something, Supergirl's costume reflected those changes as well. The pixie boots and hot pants of the early 1970s were a big hit with readers, especially adolescent boys. Number 12. Leeja. Unlike Smurfette, the ElfQuest beauty isn't the only female in a village of males. Also unlike Smurfette, her abilities as a healer are many, and her adventures and relationships are adult and complex. Number 11. She-Hulk. The Hulk's cousin brought a softer side to Gamma-enhanced super strength. Artist John Byrne placed her in a number of eye-catching situations in Fantastic Four and her own series. Number 10. Rogue. You can look but you can't touch this Marvel mutant since one touch and your memories and any superpowers are hers. Wouldn't it be worth it to be with the Southern Belle? Number 9. Power Girl. Wallywood's mid-1970s Zoftig addition to the Justice Society of America brought a needed female presence to the mostly male group. Hey! Her eyes are up there, guys. Number 8. Venus. As evidence that goddesses walk the earth, we offer Roman goddess Venus. Or at least, she thought she was Roman goddess. She later learned she was actually a siren, which was still mystical and all, but not a goddess level. Number 7. Witchblade. NYPD homicide detective Sarah Pazzini's mystical artifact was heavy on the hotness factor. Casual readers may ask how chilly she became in New York's winters. Number 6. Wonder Woman. Among her 1940s equipment were a golden lasso and girdle of loving submission. The Amazon princess has fueled fantasies for nearly 80 years. Number 5. Emma Frost. Education in many forms has been Emma's trademark since her earliest appearances. Just keep your thoughts to yourself, or detention will be the last of your worries. Number 4. Zatanna Zatara. It's magical how a tuxedo and top hat can be improved by the addition of fishnets in place of trousers. One question, though, if Zatanna's dad is Zatara, does that mean his full name is Zatara Zatara? Hope his middle initial isn't Z. Number 3. Jean Grey. The redhead didn't need her mental powers to make the rest of the X-Men's heads turn. In the early days, she even attracted Professor Xavier's attention. When the Phoenix Force took her powers to a near-cosmic level, Jean took on a new level of hotness. Number 2. Death. Writer Neil Gaiman redefined Death in his Sandman series, turning her into the girl everyone eventually dies to meet. The sister of Dream, Death has touched several DC characters including Lex Luthor. Number 1. Red Sonja. Her chainmail bikini has been cited numerous times at comic conventions since she first donned it in the early 1970s. Seen on occasion with Conan, the female warrior can hold her own against any man and has many times